Hello again, I'm Rodney Reynolds from 3DGameMan.com and welcome to another video review. Today I'm looking at the Raidmax Seiran Case. The box itself does look quite nice. There's lots of pictures of the product on it, and this is the one that I'll be reviewing, the black model, but they have other colors as well. Now let me go ahead and open this up. Now the packaging material on this case is not so typical. Usually they have this cheap styrofoam on either end. This isn't. It's that tough styrofoam, and actually it's inside of cardboard. The case itself is in a plastic bag. Now let me go ahead and take this out and let's have a closer look. This is a mid-tower case. It consists mainly of steel and plastic, as well as plenty of mesh. As well, it comes in three different colors: black, white, and red. At the front top, there are two USB 2 ports, one USB 3 port, a microphone jack, headphone jack, power button, reset button, hard drive activity LED, power LED, and two controllers. One is for adjusting the speed of the fans, and the other one the brightness of the LEDs in the fans. There are 9 5¼ inch drive bays, and each of the drive bay covers is mesh, and they also double as dust filters. To remove a drive bay cover, simply push this lever this way and then it simply comes off very easily. Also, each one of these drive bay covers doubles as a dust filter, and note that the top one is to accommodate a 3½ inch drive, and they also include a 5¼ inch to 3½ inch drive bay adapter inside. At the bottom front, they include a 120mm red LED intake fan. Now this is something you don't see a lot, a handle at the top of the case. I love handles on cases almost as much as I love cases with removable motherboard trays. Why? Well, it makes it so easy to transport the case, even if it's only for a few feet. You just grab the case and go. The left side panel has lots of mesh, so plenty of ventilation. As well, they include a very large 180mm red LED exhaust fan. Now you have a choice here. You could leave this one installed if you want to, or you can install an optional 120mm fan. And note that all of these screw holes have rubber grommets, and this is to cut down on vibrations. Nothing on the right side panel except for this punch out, which is great because that means more space to route cables behind the motherboard tray. At the back of the case, they include a 120mm exhaust fan. Here's where the motherboard's I/O shield plate gets installed. Extra ventilation, as well as 3 grommeted holes to route water cooling tubes and or cables through. You can see as well that they include 7 ventilated expansion slots, and at the bottom is where a standard ATX power supply gets installed. As well, there are 4 thumb screws, 2 on each side panel. And note the handles on each of the side panels. Just makes it a little bit easier to remove them. They include an accessory box, and in it is a bunch of cable tie downs. These are great, actually. You can route cables through these and then stick them where you want. Perfect for organizing cables. Speaking of organizing cables, they also include some cable ties, other screws, motherboard standoffs, a speaker, an extra 5¼ inch drive bay cover, and a user's manual. Now this is a mid-tower case, so there isn't a tremendous amount of room to work on the inside. They have a punch out here on the motherboard tray for routing cables behind the motherboard tray, and there's around 25mm of space back there, so it's adequate for routing cables, and it's nice to get them out of the case. Also note the large hole here. This is for the cooler's retention plate, and that is an enormous time saver. Note that all of the 5¼ inch drive bays have a toolless design. The 2½ inch and 3½ inch drives get installed on these drive trays. You just pull them out and then install the drive and push it back in. At the bottom is where the power supply gets installed, and they do have 4 rubber rests for the power supply to lodge on. You can fit video cards that are up to 300 millimeters in length, coolers that are approximately 160 millimeters in height, and power supplies that are around 28 centimeters in length, because you have to leave some space right here at the back end of the power supply. There are 4 rubber feet at the bottom, as well as a removable power supply dust filter. Remove it, clean it, and then put it back. Let's have a listen to the stock cooling. Now, I would classify this as a budget case, but it's a little teeny tiny bit above it, not much. The overall styling on this case is not extremely impressive, at least not to me. However, some people love this type of styling. As well, the case does have pretty much all the features you should be looking for when you are purchasing a mid-tower case, and that's what's important. Now, a big plus with this case is it's affordable, and many people are on a budget. So, all things considered, this is a great product. Until next time, take care.